The ML Sports Platter is back with you all over the major platforms. You can download, subscribe, rate, and review where you get podcasts and this YouTube channel at ML Sports Platter. Hit me with a subscription there as well. I'm going down to Olean, New York. I'm going down to my stomping grounds. My man Frank Schmeling joins us here on the program. He is the digital media director for the athletic department for the St. Bonaventure Bonnies, and it's all brought to you by St. Bonaventure University's online Masters in Journalism. Visit sbujournalism.com, and we thank Batavia Downs Gaming as well. Frank, it's such a treat to have you on board, man. What's going on?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I just got back from an exciting weekend beating Providence. Again, another big win for the program, and it's feeling good right now.
Yeah, no doubt. And you can get Frank on Instagram too. The handle's terrific at fds.creative. So go give him a follow there. Let's start with just the vibes. I want to know what it feels like. This is the best start in 55 years for the basketball team, men's hoops. And Woj is there. And I remember a long time ago when I was there, and the RC was just on game day. It was a different deal, and the team was really good when I was there. And you know Bona history. You know all about it because you were a student there. Now you work there. I happen to think that it's such a special thing, and we're all kind of in it together, and we all have our different eras, and clearly you want to be there when they're really good because it helps as well. And they're pretty good right now. What's the vibe like? What's it like when you interact with students and coworkers and walking around campus and being in buildings and being in the RC and traveling? What's the vibe like?
Right. There's definitely just this buzz kind of going around. I think that comes from Woj being around. Obviously, now we're 10-1. We have an amazing start, best start in 55 years. That's creating some sort of, we're kind of getting, I want to say, a spotlight put on us, which is quite exciting. And that's partner Woj. I'm sure you guys saw WWE partnership with FL. Go check out the socials on men's basketball page. We had after we beat Providence, it was just in the locker room. The vibes were unbelievable. Give that belt to Melvin. He held it up, did the John Cena. That was great. We put water on Coach. That was a fun vibe. Very cool to see. It's just something special is happening, and it's very clear now.
So one thing that everybody talks about is NIL portal, right? NIL portal. And you get a bunch of guys together and you hit free agent, you hit the reset button with free agency every year in college football, basketball, and all the other sports. And you get them together, you roll the ball out, and you hope, right? You see what happens. You hope they come together soon. There's a feeling amongst people, myself, fans, alumni on the pages, etc., interactions. I text with people all the time that these guys, I don't know, there's just guys came together and it happened quickly and they really like each other and it's just a fit across the locker room. Is that true?
Absolutely. A lot of people, kind of get worried with this new NIL age, but Bonaventure, they're still recruiting Bonaventure players. There's still money involved, obviously, going forth, but they're still going to get the same kind of players they were going to get 20 years ago, 10 years ago. And the guys really kind of knit together over the summer. I mean, I saw it. They really want to come together. They know Bonaventure. They know what it stands for, and they really want to do something special here.
So when you say Bonaventure player, what does that mean? The Schmidt way, right? The last 18 or so years.
Way, I think these are guys that want to go out and help in the community. They want to stay late after they win a game in the Rally Center and hang out with some of the younger fans, sign some stuff for them. They're just good guys.
Yeah, and the thing too with Schmidt that he always says, and I text not often, but once in a blue with him just to wish him well, or congrats on a win. I don't text him after losses, but I'll hear all the time, and he'll say it, it's just basketball here, because we hear how many times do we have to hear, Frank, it's in the middle of nowhere with all the challenges of Bonaventure. When they get a national game, where's Ole? You gotta search for the Met.
Olean, where's Olean?
All the time, right? That's all we hear. Oh, the challenges. It's the smallest this. It's the middle of nowhere. You can't fly there. All these things where Mark always says, no, we use that as an advantage. It's all basketball here. I feel like that is part of that Schmidt culture. Gets overused, but I'll use it here. The Schmidt culture, the Bona culture.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of the reason why I'm here, I guess, that video I put out with Woj narrating is kind of our culture, our vibe that we're going for. Thank you.
Yeah, it was bravo on that too, by the way. That was terrific.
But a big thing we were trying to kind of build on was the cold environment, how there's nothing really here and comparable to other places, and just the toughness that brings. And so, what am I trying to get at here?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It brings it out on the court because
It's just they're tough, you know.
Yeah,
It's
they are,
blue
man.
collar. We don't care that it's cold outside. We'll go stand in the cold and we'll deal with it. Like that, you know. Like we're here.
And it has to do with too, like past players, even 15, 20 years ago, when you were just a little one. That players like 5, 6, 7 guys at a time going up for boards all the time. It seems like they have a really good rebounding team again this year, and I like the mix too because you've got some guys from mid majors, you've got some guys who've experienced Power 5 in mid majors, and I tried telling people this a couple of years ago when this whole thing, they just threw it against the wall and hoped it would stick. This NIL portal thing, there's no contracts, it's insane. But they said, oh, just trust us on this. Just trust us. And people at Bona's and other mid majors, they would, well, we're gonna get ravaged, we're gonna get killed. I said, no, hang on a second. You're gonna lose some players. But who's to say that some players from other places, you don't know who's coming to your place. There's bad experiences elsewhere. There's players who want different experiences. There's somebody who has a little bit of a Bona thing somewhere, but they want the full Bona thing. Frank, these players are shuttling all over the place. It's too unpredictable to say, just because you're at Bona and it's mid-major and it's 3,000 enrollment, well, we can't get anybody. The Power 5 is going to kill us. Football schools are going to kill us. These black bag money things are going to kill us. That's not true because you don't know who's going to come in. And look at this year specifically. It's not true. Look at this roster right now that's flourishing.
I mean, I think immediately of Leger Jones. I mean, the kid obviously has the talent. He is balling out there. And this is just his opportunity. These kids, the JUCO kids come up, they get their opportunity, and, they kind of view it as now or never. It's like they got to perform, they got to go out there and do their thing, and I'm seeing it from basically everyone, which is thrilling.
No doubt. You got a really good background there, and again, we're talking with Frank Schmeling here, the digital media director for the Bonnie's athletic department. Go follow him on Instagram at fds.creative. A lot of pictures in the background. The digital media thing's a big deal for you. I know you were a student. You're from Skaneateles, 35 minutes from where I'm sitting right now, one of the most beautiful places you'll ever go to. How did it all start for you? The interest in going to Bona's, and obviously you're working there now and your career is off and running. Take me back through the timeline a little bit where your interest started, because for me, working in sports media started at 4 or 5, man. I was going through box scores, calling post-game shows. When did this all begin for you, Frank?
Absolutely. So I'm going to take it way back before college. Wanted to go to Syracuse right out of college, or right out of high school. New house, obviously everybody knows about it. It's prestigious, it's whatever. Come to one visit at Bonaventure my senior year of high school, commit on the spot. I just knew this was the place.
Really?
School was amazing. Everything here was just, I loved it. I felt at home immediately. And so going forth, I started as as an undeclared journalism major and didn't really know what I wanted to do yet. And my sophomore year, I met Professor Danny Bush, who's still teaching here. Very talented videographer. Just kind of put a camera in my hands and I kind of just started using it. And I was like, he doesn't do sports. And I was like, I kind of want to take this into the sports world. Got an internship under Scott Eddy, who's now a coworker of mine, kind of cool, a little full circle moment there. And just haven't stopped. I mean, it's been 4 years now, 3 years full time. It'll be the past 2 years. And it's just every day is a dream. I mean, I'm so blessed to be able to, after being a student and obviously being a diehard basketball fan, now I'm traveling with the team, in the locker room, I'm in the shoot arounds. Like it's such a blessing.
And it's pretty cool because you and I, even though we're about 20 years apart, the growing up part is very similar for basketball. I grew up in the old Big East in the 80s and 90s. I've grown up with Syracuse, Georgetown, Villanova, UConn, 30,000 plus. You know the phenomenon of SU basketball. It's different than Bonaventure, but when you go to Bonaventure, it's kind of a similar feeling, but you're getting kind of the best of both worlds, and you mix those together. You grew up, obviously, coming off of probably, a few years after the national title team, but still, feeling good vibes with the Johnny Flynn's and company, and then they go to multiple Final Fours and some surprise Final Fours, and then you get to go to school at Bonaventure. You get the RC, the smaller school factor. It's a pretty nice blend, isn't it?
Yeah, so I got to say, also, a little side note, before I was a freshman here, my senior year of high school, I was able to catch the last Bonaventure Syracuse game in the Dome. So I was there in the Dome for
where
Syracuse.
Stocker took the charge.
Yes.
Yeah, on O'Shea
That was a pretty
Brissett,
cool moment.
and Boeheim went nuts on that. O'Shea Brissett
When the
plowed
jacket
into
came
him.
off. When the jacket came off, man.
Charge all the way, by the way.
I remember specifically how many Bonnie's fans were there. Kind of my first introduction to the Bonnie's fan base, and it was crazy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So where do you see, I mean, this is an interesting one here. I only got a couple more for you. I know how busy you are. But our world is crazy now, as you know. I mean, all you have to do is say digital, social, and everybody's doing something in that world, right? So where do you see this crazy, social media, video, streaming, digital, because it's all kind of rolled into one. Everybody's on their phones now. Video interviews that we're doing. I mean, everything is, this is where we are now. Where is it going?
I think it's just kind of, in a sense, going to be more of the same. I mean, in my brain, I think video is king. Obviously, video just draws viewers in more, and that's my main wheelhouse. Is what I do is make videos. I just kind of feel like more content, maybe whatever that means. Maybe it's more staff, maybe it's more whatever. Who knows? But I just think a lot of not. Here's the thing: not quantity over quality. Still quality content, but just more of it.
What's in the background there? Some of the stuff you've taken?
Yeah, this is just some personal favorites. I mean, I think you can see my dad kind of jumping right there. That's up in Alex Bay. Some random Skaneateles stuff, got some Bonnie stuff. I'm not sure. There's some players going on, but just kind of favorites.
So that's the gallery. What's down there? You were just pointing at that?
This is just California. My girlfriend lives there out in Lake Tahoe, and beautiful place. Shout that out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What do you hope when you throw out these videos, like the one, the Woj one, and the stuff in the background and all the? I know you're early in your career, but you do amazing work. So when you throw stuff out there, what do you hope people say about your work?
Thank you first. Secondly, I try not to like really read much. I just kind of do my thing, and I know it's quality content, and here and there, I look at the comments and see some good stuff. Most recently with that one I did with Woj, and he kind of shouted me out, so I was kind of put in the spotlight for a little sec there, which was cool. Got to see some comments. I know your comment, and someone else kind of just said, like, "Thanks, Frank. This is amazing." And
Yeah,
kind of a first time that happened to me. It's a very thankless job, and very cool.
Yeah, it's the newer version of the Woj bomb, I guess, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
In the last minute or so I have with you, you and I know Skaneateles like the back of our hands. You know it better than I because you grew up there. I've been there a million times. I've done just about everything there. I'd like to get back to the country club, though. Martha Wells, if you're listening, I'd love to get back to the golf course. Day, you're taking somebody out for a day to show them Skaneateles, whether it's winter, summer. You can pick the season, pick the places. What are you doing? It doesn't matter who you're taking. They've never been there. They've won a day with Frank Schmeling to go to Skaneateles. What are you doing?
Wow, what a lucky person. Let's see. We started out. It would be in the fall, first of all. Beautiful fall colors going on there.
Good choice.
Probably, take a morning stroll. We'll hit the bakery.
Yes.
Grab a delicious bakery sandwich. Probably a turkey. I think it's called the Turkey Club. My favorite. Or smoked turkey sandwich. Excuse me. Beautiful sandwich. We're gonna go walk to the gazebo. Eat that by the water. We'll have the judge waiting for us. Have a couple hours. We'll take a little lunch cruise there.
All right.
That'll be beautiful. Finally get to see the lake. Check all the beautiful houses. Go right by your country club. Maybe drop you off there and just like go run.
I've only played once. I want to go back.
I went there just in high school. I wish I was. But after that, you got to end it with the best dinner you can get in Skaneateles and the best burger you can get in Skaneateles at Gilda's. Wonderful burger, my favorite. And then hit the pub for a couple of drinks. Call it a night.
I like it. Frank Schmeling just doing awesome work down at SBU, St. Bonaventure University Athletics, digital media director. Make sure you follow him on Instagram at fds.creative. You know how this works. You're a Bonnie, I'm a Bonnie. We're family forever. So anything you ever need, you won't need my help, trust me. But anything you ever need, let me know. Keep up the great work. And the interview brought to you by our good friends at Batavia Downs Gaming and St. Bonaventure University's online masters in journalism. Visit sbujournalism.com today and finish in under 2 years. Hey, go Bonas, Frank. Keep it going, and we'll keep it real down there for me, man. I'm getting more distance down there. I miss it, but they're having a great year. You're doing awesome work, and just continued success your way, my friend.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on today.